Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, folks, let's get into the action today on this Thursday, January 16th, 2014. Markets are generally lower across the board. Dow down 77, Nasdaq is flat, and the S&P is down 4. So, again, folks, I told you in yesterday's video that the close on the market was the determining factor about the direction or the bias for this market. All right, and again, if we closed above the all-time highs from December 31st, then you have to go into a neutral to slight bullish bias. If you closed below it, you would stay negative. Well, guess what, folks? As you can see based on this trend line right here, we closed a few pennies below it. Just a few pennies. Sure enough, what does that mean? It means your bias remains slightly negative or negative. What happens to the market today? We come in just a little bit. So again, it's amazing how reading the charts properly can literally make you have a 80% success rate, if not higher, on market calls, on stock calls, really on anything you're calling, just by reading the charts accurately. And again, that's what we do here at InTheMoneyStocks.com, and it's proven case in point right here. Okay, couple other things to go over. That's number one. If we go to the daily chart, you can see it a little bit more clearly from a daily perspective. Here's your December 31st high. Here's yesterday's price action. And again, we're now trading back in that. If I refresh it now, you'll see today's data right there below it. And there's today's daily candle. Couple other stocks in motion. This NUS is just a wild trading stock, folks. Take a look at this intraday chart. And I did trade this today a few times, and what a wild trade it is. I should have made more money out of it. I picked up about 2 G's out of it today in a couple trades, but man, oh man, what a wild moving trade. In any case, couple things to go over here. All right, number one, this stock is in a tenuous position, but in all fairness, I think it's probably going to see some upside. One thing I'm looking for, and I was hoping to see this today, this gap fill. All right, look at how close you got, guys. Look at how close. You literally came within about $1 of this level. All right, that's a beautiful level. There's another major level right below that right here. Anything down in this range. Now, basically what's going on with this stock is China's investigating them for sales practices in China. All right, now, why is that a big deal? I mean, it's only China, right? Well, a lot of their sales do come from China. So basically, they have vendors in China, and the Chinese vendors may not be going by or doing what they should be doing. They may be practicing not good sales techniques, essentially. Is it reflection on the company? Yeah, it reflects on the company. Is it an internal company issue? No, it's not. All right, so again, that's why I actually don't think, and that's probably why the stock is bouncing now because the panic's subsiding, is that it's nothing to do with the company directly here in the U.S., it's the vendors in China. At least that's what I understand it to be. And again, could they get fined? Sure. And that's probably what will happen. Is there a small chance they could get kicked out of China? I guess there is a small chance of that. But as long as it's not going to the top, as long as these issues can't be traced to the actual heads of the company, then most likely it'll more be a fine. In which case, again, the stock will probably bounce back to $100 in the not-too-distant future. In terms of a swing trade, there's no way I'm paying 82 or higher on it. I would need this to retrace probably at least back to 75. Ideally, if it could somehow get to about 65, that would be the dream entry. But again, at this stage of the game, my guess is it probably doesn't get back there for a while. And again, any retrace to 75 would probably be a small swing trade long for me. All right, stocks today in motion. Goldman Sachs getting hammered on earnings, down $4. I love this because I went in depth with our members in the technical analysis, daily analysis video last night, which is just for members. I do this video free. I cover the general basics, but if you want the in-depth calls, the in-depth analysis, the proprietary stuff, that's where you have to join the Research Center. Take the 7-day free trial if you haven't taken it before, and you'll get exactly that. In any case, what I said to our members in last night's daily analysis video inside the Research Center was that you had this topping tail here, and then it fell into the 20, and then this was just a bounce. So yesterday, Goldman was up a couple dollars, and I said to them, I said, listen, I mean, as long as this chart doesn't take out the high of the topping tail on a closing basis, the topping tail still rules. And that means this stock could and should go down. And that's exactly what's happening today. The stock is falling. Citigroup is taking a beating as well. Big drop on Citigroup after earnings this morning. Today after the bell, Intel will report earnings, guys. Intel will report earnings. Interesting from yesterday is that it made a topping tail. Now, I don't play stocks. Like, I won't buy a stock right before earnings just for earnings. That's for, I don't know, that's for amateurs, in my opinion. That's for people that want to gamble, in which case I just go to the casino, get some free drinks, and have some fun if I'm going to be playing 50-50 odds or about that. I play high percentage trades. And again, just into earnings, you can't call it a high percentage trade because the earnings are somewhat unknown, at least to me. Could there be insiders that know? Sure, there could. I'm not one of them on Intel, therefore, nothing I can do on this. Okay, so it is a topping tail, which is a slight negative. Be interesting to just do a kind of a case study and see if the stock does sell off on earnings based on that topping tail. But again, I am not playing it whatsoever. Chevron is down a little bit. Exxon's up a little bit, so neutral there. If we take a look at gold today, GLD's up 12 cents. Basically, what you're seeing on the GLD daily is just consolidation here, folks. And that means gold's going to go higher, in my opinion. All right, one stock catching my eye today is JCPenney. JCPenney, potential little micro bottoming tail just above double bottom from over here. If we draw a trend line across, you can see that. This, to me, is a great recovery on the stock. The stock went as low as 640 today, was basically down 10% or just under, and is now barely down on the day. A recovery like that in a pseudo-weak market, when you have retailers getting crumbled, like Best Buy's getting crushed today. I can bring up that chart quickly, but anytime you see a stock, in my opinion, that's at the low end come back like that, that means buyers are starting to jump on board. So I'm actually a big fan of JCPenney. I really am. I would say on pullbacks, as long as it doesn't take out those recent lows, I'm a buyer of JCPenney now. You got to like it, in my opinion at least. All right. Is there risk involved because it's JCPenney and there's a lot of things going on there? Sure there is. But overall, I think it's a good thing. All right. I think it's a good thing going. Best Buy hammered today on an earnings warning, basically going back to December sales. We've seen this so many times in the last couple weeks. Lululemon, Sears Holdings, Five Below, Bed Bath Beyond. I could go on and on. I mean, look at some of these charts and what they've done. And supposedly the economy's great, but the consumer apparently isn't spending, or at least not spending at all these stores. Because look at these charts. Look at Lulu. I mean, all these charts. I just had Best Buy up, Five Below. Five Below. Look at that chart from, late in the year of 2013 to now. Just a cliff dive. Absolute cliff dive. Sears Holdings, take a look at this one. I mean, all these retailers are just getting smoked, folks. And to me, that tells me that there's an issue out there. There's an issue that the market's avoiding or not looking at because the Federal Reserve is backstopping the market, or at least that's what the market believes. So, in any case, a little bit of a heads up there to keep an eye on. Okay, Apple's pulling back today. Apple yesterday had a strong move. I advised members not to buy it because it was a 3-bar surge, 1, 2, 3. But if you get a good consolidation pattern on the daily chart, some good bull flag action, then you can actually buy it. But it wouldn't be until next week where that buy would be initiated. All right, it's only if that pattern continues to form beautifully. All right, what else do we have here? I'm trying to see what else I scalped in this market. That's about it. I mean, there were a few little scalps here and there, but for the most part, aside from the NUS, most of my gains were on the minor side, a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there. Nothing too major on the markets. If we go back to the SPY, let's just take a look there. Yeah, Spider's still down 33 cents. Not much doing. It's floating up again. You're just floating up gingerly here. And you're basically stuck. From what I'm seeing, you're stuck in this market between the 50 and the 20. You'd have to come down and take out the 200 to really see any downside, which is also gap fill. And then the upside, again, you have the highs from yesterday, which you're watching. Keep an eye on a closing high now. Really, if you want to confirm a move up, you want to see a closing high above this level now, which is the high from yesterday. But even a close above that December 31st high would be a positive for this market as well. All right? Remember, bottom line is, if you come join us at InTheMoneyStocks.com, most of you who are investors and swing traders are going to go to the Research Center 7-day free trial. And again, you're going to get daily videos, stock market, trade alerts, longs, shorts, with entry, exit, stops, targets, all that stuff. You're going to get all that data, exactly what we're trading, what we're giving out. You also get market reports with cycle dates and so forth, as well as live broadcasts. In fact, there's a live broadcast this evening with my partner, which should be very insightful on this market and where it's headed. All right. Another stock that I'm watching for a potential short, because there's so much hype around it, is SolarCity. SolarCity up another $8 today. Beautiful move. And I'm not ready to short it yet, but I will say that there is a level coming up where I'm going to give it to our members as a potential short. and we should be able to make some very, very good money on it. So be aware of that, folks. I'm neither bull nor bear. I just read the charts. Whatever the charts tell me, that makes me in that direction on the market or in that direction on the stock, short or long. Very simple. JCPenney just down a dime now at 691. Impressive recovery. Wow, that's an impressive recovery. I think you might have a longer-term bottom on JCPenney. I will be watching it very, very closely myself. All right, guys, take care. Have a great afternoon. Come join us at InTheMoneyStocks.com.